The first step will be to build the bed cabinet. So you'll need to locate the bed cabinet hardware bag, which will have all of the components and hardware you require. Now you'll need to lay out the top stretcher, bottom stretcher, top support on a moving blanket or sheets of cardboard in order to protect your floors and cabinetry. Take one of your Rafix fittings and position it in line with the corresponding hole. Take your rubber mallet and lightly tap the one end in first and then the other until they are in. Continue this process until all your Rafix fittings have been put into the proper holes. Also, you'll need to hammer in Rafix fittings into the headboard. The next step is to screw in the Rafix bolts into the left and right side panels and the top stretcher. Start by flipping over the top stretcher board, as the Rafix bolts need to be screwed into the opposite side of the Rafix fittings. Now get out all the Rafix bolts. And using your Phillips screwdriver, you're going to screw in 11 Rafix bolts into the pre-drilled holes on the left and right side panels and 5 Rafix bolts into the top stretcher. To speed up the process, it can be helpful to have an extra set of hands. Next, get out the front kick, 2 6-hole metal brackets, and 4 5/8 panhead Robertson screws. Using your power drill and making sure that each bracket is flush with the end of the front kick, screw in 2 screws through the brackets and into the ends of the front kick on either side. Skip the middle hole of the brackets. Now measure and mark the locations for where to screw in the front kick. First, measure 1 1/8 from the outside finished edge of the side gable. Next, you'll mark just slightly next to that at 1 7/8. Then repeat this process on the other panel, making sure the marks are on the front edge of the panel and not the edge that will be against the wall. Now you're ready to assemble the cabinetry panels, and when doing so, you are going to want to make sure that the finished edges of your panels are facing the ground and the unfinished end of each panel is facing upwards. Arrange and position bed panel components as per the following diagram and ensure that all Rafix fittings are facing upwards, as you don't want any Rafix fittings visible on the inside of the assembled bed cabinet. While standing in the middle of the cabinet, start with the top stretcher and right side panel and position the ends of the board so the bolts slide into the Rafix fittings. Please note, our top stretcher panel has 2 large pre-drilled holes, as we will be installing LED lights later in video number 5. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, make sure the Rafix fittings are secured to the Rafix bolts. Now repeat this step on the left side. And now continue this process with the top support, the headboard, and the bottom stretcher. Again, you'll want to ensure that your Rafix fittings are facing upwards on each of these panels when installed. Now, it is important to note for the headboard, and if you are including LED lights, you'll want to position the headboard so that the pre-drilled light switch hole will be closest to the wall outlet to plug the lights in. We will have our light switch positioned on the left side of the headboard for our finished Murphy bed. Now it's time to install the front kick. Please note that it is critical to always have the front kick installed as it plays an integral role in the stability of the cabinet and prevents the two side panels from bowing out when lowering the bed. If the bed is being installed on a hard surface, like hardwood flooring, make sure that the kick panel is flush with the bottom of the side panels. However, if installed on carpet, raise the kick so it sits on top of the carpet, but not to exceed 1/4 of an inch off the floor.